Joan of Arc was not burned at the stake for witchcraft. This is one of those things that a very simple Google search could have told people. But instead, my comments are full of people saying Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for witchcraft. She wasn't. She was burned at the stake for heresy. So this seems to come from two really big misunderstandings, one being just about burning at the stake. So burning at the stake was the standard punishment for heretics in the medieval period. It was like your fastest ticket to getting burned alive was to be convicted as a heretic. Witchcraft? Not really a charge in the Middle Ages. They didn't know what witches were. That's really a post-Reformation thing. So you have like a couple mentions in the latter half of the 14th century, which is like arguably no longer the medieval period anyway. But in Joan's day, no, witches weren't really a thing, and people accused her of heresy because that was like the fastest ticket to get rid of her. There also seems to have been a conspiracy theory that has been very heavily debunked. It dated to 1921, and this anthropologist, not a historian, an anthropologist, Margaret Murray, who had this idea, this whole big crack theory, that Joan of Arc was the secret leader of a secret cult of secret witches who were secretly practicing a pre-Christian religion. That is not true. Murray was wrong. She's been heavily debunked. Whether you think Joan was crazy or not, like she believed in the Jesus thing, like her last words were Jesus, Jesus, Jesus as she was being burned alive. She told the priest at her execution to hold the cross higher so she could see it through the flames. She was very well documented, even by her enemies, of believing in God and the saints, and she had really great theology for an illiterate peasant. That was very frustrating for the people who were trying to entrap her in a heresy charge. You can think Joan was crazy. That's cool. A lot of people do. A lot of historians think Joan was crazy. She wasn't a witch. Even her enemies knew that. I'm sorry if you wanted her to be a witch. She wasn't a witch. She wasn't burned at the stake for witchcraft. She was burned at the stake for heresy. Heresy is different from witchcraft. So witchcraft is the charge of not worshiping God or like going to powers other than God. Heresy is believing the wrong things about God. They're opposite of each other. Joan of Arc was not charged with witchcraft. Even her enemies knew she was into the Jesus stuff, and that's what they used to try and get her. And yeah, they kind of succeeded. I guess even a rigged trial has to have some basis in fact, but was not burned at the stake for witchcraft.